there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dagny. In today's video, we're going to look at a pair of my old Tango shoes and see what our shoes are telling us. There's a lot that we can learn by looking at the wear and tear on our Tango shoes, or any dance shoes for that matter. I have a pair of Tangolera heels. They have served me for hours and hours of dancing. I have had them re-heeled once, so this is the second time that this particular pair of shoes has a new heel on the bottom. But we're going to look at the wear and tear of each of the shoes. So we're going to start off with the right shoe of the pair. This is what the shoe looks like. So at the front of the right shoe, you can see that I put a lot of pressure at the front. I tend to be putting more pressure towards the inside of my foot, although I try to use the center of my weight. Most of the pressure of my foot is actually hitting right here on this spot. This is a good construction, and so I'm not seeing any wear and tear of the actual body of the shoe, but right at the bottom where I'm constantly rubbing on the floor, there is some separation of the shoe. Eventually I might try to go to get them fixed by a professional repair person who knows how to deal with dance shoes, but I'm not there yet. On this side you can just see some scuffing, and I think that's just natural wear and tear. The upper band seems fine. There's not too much wear there. There's not really much pressure there anyway. On the back, this part of the shoe is still in good shape. There's not too much wear on the center bottom, which is to be expected. Of course, there's wear on the bottom of the shoe. And now if we look at the heel, it's very interesting how the heel wore out. And so this is my right foot, and as you can see towards the center, it's sloping down. So that means that I'm putting more pressure on the center of my right foot, and you can see all around that the wear is uneven. So definitely there's more pressure on the right side of my foot. So when I'm dancing, I tend to be scraping this way more. Also, if you think about it, whenever we push off, we're pushing in this direction, and so that might be a reason why I have more wear and tear on the inside of my shoe, but that's just something to keep in mind right there. So that's the right shoe. On the left, the difference here that I'm seeing in the front part of the shoe is that it didn't have quite as much wear and tear right at the front, and I think that's because I'm much less likely, just from the patterns of the dance, I'm not pushing off on my toe there quite as often. It also my less dominant side of my foot, and so maybe I'm not doing as many embellishments on that side and not really pushing through the toes over there. The rest of the front body is fine, the back is fine, and also the top part seems to be wearing well. What I find interesting when I flip it over and look at the heel is that there's a lot more wear on the left side of the shoe, and so if you see the surface, this is probably the best angle, there's a lot of wear towards the center of the shoe, so much so that I really should get this changed. The inner metal portion of the heel of the shoe is starting to stick out, so these really need to be re-heeled. And so I think there has to be a reason for this. These were re-heeled at exactly the same time, and so that means that the differences in the wearing of the shoe really reveal where I'm pushing off. In this front portion of the shoe, there's not really much difference in the wear and tear. If you're actually looking at a pair of your sneakers, you'll definitely be able to see where you're wearing out the shoe more and when your entire foot is making more contact. Naturally, I tend to wear out the inside of the shoe, which means I am rotating in or pronating. If you're wearing out the outside of the shoe and you tend to fall outside, you're supinating. We really ideally want to be walking evenly. And so you can't see it here so much, but I know for myself, I need to work on keeping my feet flat. And I'm just going to suspect that the wear of my heel on this side is from constantly pushing off to make circles in a counterclockwise direction. And so yeah, that's the wear and tear. Since these are sort of a patent leather, I'm definitely not seeing as much wear and tear on the front body as I would with another pair. This is another pair that I absolutely loved to death. as you can see, the shoe's falling apart. And this is a softer leather, and so therefore the shoe itself is more delicate. I'm going to try to have these salvaged, but I really did love these to death. And so this is a different pair. Also, because this is not quite the patent leather, I can see that the inside of the shoe here, right where the heels would be touching, it shows that I am indeed collecting through that V position. So every time I collect my shoes, there's some rubbing right here in the center, and you can see that I am indeed collecting. There's a lot of wear and tear right in the middle. And you don't see that on the outside of the shoe, where I'm not collecting. So that's the difference between the patent leather of the first pair of shoes and the more delicate leather pair that I have here. It's just good to keep in mind where we're placing our weight. We want to make sure that we're not stressing anything particularly. It can be very dangerous if we continue to push in through the ankles. It's not necessarily natural, so don't over exaggerate in any one direction. It's not particularly healthy for your feet. We want to be doing this for a very long time, so just take care of your shoes, take care of your feet, and if you have any questions, please leave them below in the comments. Please like the video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to watch future videos. Bye.